So I filled up last night. We'll say oil stroke petrol. Okay. I filled up last night and it cost me £1.12 a litre. But a few weeks ago, maybe not, yeah, during lockdown actually, you could fill up for about 99 pence a litre. But in recent months as well, it's also been up as high as, say, £1.30 a litre. So oil prices and petrol prices as a consequence, they're very, how would you describe things that go up and down all the time? Fluctuate. They fluctuate, or they're very, you use this term in science probably, volatile, very volatile. Okay, so very volatile, but it doesn't really, it doesn't matter. I'll still fill the car up if it's 99 pence or 1.30. It doesn't really matter. Now, how many litres does a typical car take to fill? Ruby. Go on, Ruby, have a go. What? Picture five 1 litre bottles of, say, fizzy drink or water, much healthier.
30.
Okay, right, so now you're talking maybe like 30, 35 litre tank, something like that. So let's say there's 35 litres in my car, for example. If it's 99 pence a litre, how many litres will I buy? Sorry, did I frighten you there? If it's 35 litres, how many litres will I buy at 99 pence? So my car takes 35 litres, let's say. And it's 99 pence a litre. How many litres would I buy? Correct. Because that'll fill it to the brim, okay? But then the next visit, okay, a week later, or 10 days later, I think I fill up every 10 days, maybe something like that, and I drive back to the petrol station, and it's 1.12 this time. How many litres will I buy, Kamitha? 35. Why?
That's how big your tank is.
Right, and even though it's a bit more expensive, I'll still buy it. I was going to ask you to work out the maths there to find out how much extra it would cost me, but it'd be slightly mental maths. That's a little bit tricky, maybe. And then I go back the following week, and lo and behold, shiver me timbers, it's £1.30 a litre. I'd still fill up. Now, joining all those points together, boom, 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 we get that sort of demand curve. And this, as your learned colleague, Riaz, finest young economist generation, the hat has moved. Yeah, hand it over, hand it across, right? What? What you doing there? What? You threw it to him? Catch it? Good catch. Right. So, the demand curve for petrol is, as your learned colleague has quite rightly said, we refer to this, how would you describe that line? Vertical, right? Now that is known as being perfectly inelastic. Now Riaz, that is top stuff, that. Perfectly inelastic. Yes. Okay, I mean, that's very unlikely to happen, isn't it? So, however, think back, in the 1970s, do you remember? I don't remember either, having been just born in that decade. But during the 1970s, mental maths, during the 1970s, there were two very big oil price shocks when oil price did, relative to the price it was then, it did shoot up a lot. But it would be likely that nowadays you would see prices of £20 a litre. That's pretty unlikely. Because that would mean if you had a 10 litre tank, how much would it cost you to buy 10 litres? Right, 200 what, sorry? Pounds, thank you. Great British pounds, yeah, okay. And if it was 30 litres, imagine going to the petrol station, it costs you £600 to fill your car up. I mean, what would happen to the demand for cars in that? You could see that it would decrease because nobody would fill their car. But it's a fair point, but it's probably unlikely to happen. Although we might get to a time, Amy, maybe in your lifetime, because what's going to happen to oil? It's going to become really, really scarce. And at that point, you really could see prices in the future just rocketing into the stratosphere. Absolutely. But yeah, this is this was not my intention, this lesson to do, but it's too good an opportunity to miss. Thank you to your learned colleague Riaz for moving us towards this. Now, can you think of any other good that would have the same sort of relationship? Ali?